Alright, so today we do be high rounding some origins with Only the Ballista sniper rifle, and those that are unfamiliar with it, I'll explain it real quick. It's a first room starting weapon that only appears in origins. It's got a really great headshot damage multiplier, but other than that, if you hit it anywhere else, it's just useless, and it caused me lots of pain and suffering, as most videos do at this point, but more than I thought this one would, because I figured this would probably be a bit more of a relaxed challenge than normal, but no. By the way, this challenge was suggested from one of my last videos, and I always take my challenges from the comments on my videos, so if you guys want to suggest some for me to try out in the future, then leave one, and I might try it out. So rewinding back to the beginning before any of the pain and suffering started, at first I thought, hey, I should attempt to be a social human being for once, and I always do these videos solo, so I figured let's invite a friend and try that out for once. My friend Eric seemed like the perfect candidate to suffer alongside me, and we had what we'll call mixed results in all of our games together. Some of those games went better than others, but our biggest obstacle was always that Origins is straight up just a greedy little bitch. That's because the Panzer Soldat always comes on round 8, and we pretty much need a pack-a-punched weapon, or else we're just not going to kill it and we're going to die. But that's really fucking difficult when you're only getting 100 points a kill. There are also at least 9 doors that need to be opened to get to Pack-a-Punch, and you also need an extra 5,000 points on one player to actually fucking do the Pack-a-Punch. That all adds up to just not a fun time. Anyway, real quick, speaking of, Vanguard better bring back the ability to share points with your teammates and to buy doors as a team, because that was baller and I really want it back. Anyway, so as you can see, Eric got absolutely ass pounded once we did open the pack punch, and while I upgraded, it didn't really matter because I accidentally arm shotted a zombie. God forbid I didn't headshot it, and the zombie windmilled me. On our next attempt, the Panzer choked me despite me saying our safe word and he should have stopped. Eric killed him though for me, which was great, and things went fine until round 11, where we both found out that zombies is difficult and we're both kinda shit at the game. Say goodbye to Eric though, because he had to go to work, and I got started on a solo high round, because if you can't do it together, do it by yourself. Considering my first 2 solo games, I died on round 6, and then round 4, I think things were going pretty great. If my life was a science experiment, it would be the first time in recorded human history that someone has lost IQ points by just sitting in a chair for a few hours. Like, straight up, I don't know what happens with me, but the more that I try something, the worse that I get. And after another 6 deaths, including dying to the round 8 Panzer a few times, I had a breakthrough, and it really was just incredible. That breakthrough was just to use the fucking Mauser on a horde of zombies to get a few thousand points. Like, I'm sorry, right? But after the last 2 weeks that I've had outside of gaming and YouTube, I just couldn't handle multiple more hours of frustration just to get the challenge fucking going. Fuck the Panzer Soldat, all my homies despise the Panzer Soldat, and it can go skydiving without a parachute and without its jetpack or whatever that thing's got. Once that all settled down though, I could finally find my rhythm where I was able to buy perks and really let the Ballista stretch its legs a little bit. Because I know I've been dumpstering on this challenge so far, but the worst part of it is that the Ballista is actually quite underrated, if I'm gonna be totally honest. For being a first room wall weapon sniper rifle, it actually does a lot of damage and carries a whole lot of ammo, especially by Black Ops 2 standards. By the way, I don't know if you heard that, but that was like my 18th spam email today. Like, I get so many business emails that are just trying to scam me out of my channel, it's unreal. Back to the game though, sure, there are downsides, like the Ballista has a slow ADS time, and it's a bolt action sniper, so it's only really ever gonna fire so quickly. But there's also the fact that if the Panzer grabs you, then there's a high chance you won't be able to escape it, and that just kind of sucks as well. On the plus side though, it can kill 6 to 8 zombies per shot if they're hoarded up well until the mid round 20s, which a lot of guns, like I said, especially in Black Ops 2, really can't say that. By the way, during all of this, I was actually finding the red dig sites around the map just to try to help me out for later on. Again, if you're unfamiliar with them, once you have the golden shovel, you can enter zombie blood mode, and somewhere in one of 18 set spots on the map, there will be a glowing red dig site. If you happen to find that red dig site while you're in zombie blood and you dig it up, there will be an empty perk bottle that'll permanently unlock an extra perk slot for you. So that means on Origins, you can have up to 8 perks or all 9 if you grab double tap last from the challenge chest. So yeah, I think it's kind of obvious why I was going for those, because, well, 4 perks perks is great, I'm a greedy son of a bitch and I want more of that saucy perk juice just going straight down my throat. Perks like Deadshot will be really helpful, along with eventually getting extra quick revives from the Wonder Fizz if they're necessary. And necessary may be coming sooner than expected, because on round 29 I took my second down because a bag of Doritos scored several points higher than me in an intelligence test. I did make a recovery, however, and was able to continue pushing the limits of this poor ballista. By the way, I know you might be wondering why I'm not talking about the Panzer anymore, and all these rounds are just passing in the footage, and that's because honestly, he just becomes a little pussy after a while. That's really all I can say. Just keep him close enough to you that he doesn't use the grappling hook, and you're fine, honestly. It takes 7 to 10 shots in his face, they take him down, and you don't see him again for a little while, just like your dad went for milk and didn't come back for a while, or something funny like that. While I'm here though, I should also talk about what strategy I'm using, and basically all I was doing is running around a generator 3, which even when this map first came out, by the way, and I played it super casually, this was my favorite strategy to run out of any of them. But I'm using it in this challenge specifically because generator 4 is sketchy and it's really far away from ammo, and the mud behind generator 2 doesn't really allow me enough time to turn around and shoot and really kill zombies effectively. Especially because on PC Black Ops 2 for some reason, your backwards movement speed is actually 80% of what it is on every other version of the game, so that kind of just sucks, and just the mud on Gen 2 really isn't that good. But a generator 3, however, like I said, I was comfortable enough, and getting through rounds really was just my main concern, so it worked out well enough for me. But as expected, on round 36, I downed some fucking bullshit. However, I've never been a fan of Black Ops 2's nuke system, where zombies take ages to die and new zombies spawn in during that time, so it really just messes up your flow of the game and trying to find new ways out of the situation that you're in. Just never been a fan, and that's what happened here. Despite that being my third down, however, I knew that we were prepared for this, and as long as I could get through the rest of the round, I knew that we'd probably be fine, because remember how we talked about extra quick revives? Well, now because we have 8 perk slots available, we can keep spinning the Wonder Fizz machine until it spits out a 4th quick revive. The only problem being is that you have roughly a 1% chance of getting quick revive even when most of the perks have been taken out of the equation because you've already got them. This means lots and lots of time spinning it while holding a zombie, just like the good old days, except this time it's not for a perk, or it's not for the ray gun, it's for a perk, and just yeah. Eventually though, after not as many spins as I was really expecting, to be honest, we got our quick revive, and that means we're back in the game, baby. Our next few rounds went without any incidents really, so here we are at round 40 where the Panzer went down easy as could be, and aside from having to go for an ammo run in the middle of the round, nothing really was wrong honestly, and I'm starting to get quite proud of this game. Pride doesn't come before the fall, however, and yeah, like these rounds are starting to slow down a lot, and my brain was starting to get to that stage where you begin to zone out of the gameplay. I don't know if you guys do this as well, but once you get to a certain level of boredom, you just don't pay attention as much and you make really easy mistakes. Especially because there are now almost 200 zombies per round, and with the ballista slowly getting weaker to the point it takes 3+ headshots to kill a single zombie, it was beginning to feel like a war of attrition. Who's gonna give in first, the monkey holding a controller and sipping on some Pepsi, or the computer? Well, no shit, it's gonna be the machine, because yeah. But I'm trying to tell a story, alright? Don't get snippy with me, Junior. I'll tell your mom to send you to bed early with no dessert. So do what you did when your dad asked you to help him repair something. You hold the flashlight and you sit and listen, alright? Anyway, at this point, I couldn't see round 50 happening, if I'm gonna be honest, because I would probably die either from the zombies or just boredom, so mentally, round 45 seemed to be much more of a reasonable goal for me to achieve. Rounds were starting to take 15+ minutes each, and honestly, like I said, just mentally, I was not there after the last couple of weeks that I've had, so after round 43 ended, I was really starting to feel good, and 45 was just such a great goal for me. I could be the very best like no one ever was, and that all went down the drain very quickly because on round 44, while buying some ammo, I took it down and was left in a really bad spot in spawn. Despite me pulling out some pro gamer moves, I am but a mere mortal, and I succumbed to my fate right before round 45. So what did we learn today? The ballista is actually kind of baller and shouldn't be slept on as much as it is. And despite it getting boring later on, I actually did have a lot of fun in the mid game with this challenge because it really was an interesting blend of I have to be accurate but I also have to be stealthy, and you have to think about things a lot more than you do when you just have a staff who can get out of all your situations no matter what. I do also just want to say that I'm sorry for not posting recently. Like, the last few weeks have been rough on me, and despite me never really talking about it on my YouTube channel, I've struggled with depression for over a decade now, and on top of that, I got a little sick, so that all just kind of sucked. I'm feeling a little better now though, so more videos should be coming out. With the sad bullshit out of the way though, I want to say a huge shout out to our new Big Papa tier supporter on Patreon named Mr. Scrubs, who's an absolute giant PP Chad, and thank you to our other large PP supporters over on Patreon: Frosty Fox, Mr. Napoleon, Danny9029, Cheems, Toothpaste Man, and Calvin Johnson. Also, thank you to our channel members. If you want to support the channel over on Patreon, then there will be a link in the description down below. You can get early access to videos, vote on challenges, you know, behind the scenes stuff, pretty much anything that you really want, plus shoutouts in every single one of my videos. So yeah, if you want to go check it out for as little as $1 a month, you can get all kinds of good stuff and, you know, roll on Discord, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to stop shilling. Like the video if you guys did enjoy. I love you guys so much. Comment some more challenges down below for me to try out in the future. Yeah, bye.